Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for part 1. Yes, it's going to be a two-parter, so this first part is going to be focusing on the all-black look for the Hot Toys 1/6 scale T-800 2.0 figure. Enjoy the review, folks. Drop a like on it for me, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram at D-Knight333. Box is very cool. I like the image of the figure on the front. I like the fact that it's very similar in design to the T-1000 and the battle damaged T-800. That's what all three boxes look like together. Very nice. This is everything that you get inside the box. Lots of accessories. And here is the figure, stepping out of the elevator. When Sarah sees him for the first time in all those years. And it was surprisingly easy to, get the gun up nice and straight and bend the elbow. No problems pulling off this first little pose here. He looks incredible. I mean, I already know which one I'd get, between the battle damage version and this one. I'd go with this one for sure. It's just, I know it's a lot more simple, but this was just the most badass thing ever. When I was about 12 years old when I first saw this. It took me quite a while, but eventually I got a jacket just like that. And the closest glasses I could find, they were quite funny really, but I used to ride around on my BMX chasing my friends around, taking turns being the Terminator, and I had a plastic gun kind of shaped like that one, and I used to go around on my BMX where I lived, hunting him down and thinking I was the T-800 with my leather jacket on. Man, good times. And this figure, this is something else. This is beautiful. And remember, I owned the MMS 117 twice, so I was really used to that one. I owned the DX10 at one point as well. This is where it's all been heading to. This is the real deal now. Real leather clothing, an amazing likeness. They fixed the glasses, and the proportions are good. And there is Arnie, the T-800 from T2 right there, standing in front of me, shrunk down to 1/6 scale. He's heavy too. Come on now, stop it. That's naughty. That is. Look at the lever action. Look at the way it's hanging. There's nothing weird looking. It all looks good. Look at that. That's clean. Staring down the barrel, looking cool as hell. At times the head sculpt reminds me a little bit of the MMS 117. Do you know what? Let me dig into the archives on the channel here, because I made loads of videos on that figure. Let me give you some footage of the original. And there you go. And now we have this. But at certain angles, I was getting a flash of the MMS 117 head sculpt there, but it's very different. Totally new and improved. And articulation so far is good. It's letting me do it. It's letting me do the stuff I need to do. Look at that, man. Oh, I haven't even got him standing beside the T-1000 yet. That's gonna be a treat. Should we do that next? I'll just get rid of that blue setting on the camera for a minute, because for those of you that don't know the Terminator movie, Terminator 2 had quite a cool kind of blue look to it with the lighting and stuff like that, so I like to use my blue setting on the camera, which is very handy for Terminator stuff. But this is what it actually looks like in the room, color wise. Alright, here he is standing next to the T-1000 figure, and they complement each other really well. There's just something that feels really right about seeing these two versions standing side by side. It just reminds me of the Galleria scene, which was so exciting, still is. Yeah, that just looks really good. T-1000 stole his glasses and looks cool. Look at that. Man, they're a bit big for him. And Arnie looking awesome. Look at that. It's so black, the jacket, and it's obviously not battle damaged like the other one we looked at. It's just really clean and black. I got some outdoor daylight footage for you as well. Why don't you go ahead and check that out next. Now, I just shot a nice close-up section of the video and I deleted it because I had the light set up coming from above and it was casting a shadow over the eyes while still having them lit from underneath, so you got the glint. But I just thought it didn't look like the most honest representation of how his expression is, so I'm refilming it. I've got the light shining more in his eyes now, and some folks say there's too much of the whites of the eyes showing. That could be true, possibly. I think it looks fine. I mean, I don't know if we're being silly, I'm not saying anyone in particular, I'm just in general, because when I look at this I think, wow, I mean, it's a collectible figure, I know it's expensive, but for an action figure that moves and, you know, it's pretty damn incredible. It really is. I mean, Hot Toys are up in their game, and I'm not their biggest fan. I've had a lot of bad experiences with their stuff, but man, there's just no denying the times, and I don't even get a quarter of the stuff they release. I've seen some incredible looking figures that I've never seen in person, but this is just, it's amazing. I'm really happy with the eyes, I'm happy with the expression. They don't look too wide open to me. You can reposition the head, move the eyes around and create different looks and feels. I just think that looks bloody impressive and really, really spot on likeness. I'm going to put the lighting back the way I had it the first take that I deleted, and we'll take a look at it, but I wanted to just shine the light right in his face, see if there was anything hiding here that needs to be addressed. I mean, possibly. It's debatable, isn't it? But I'm really happy with it. Back to that sweet blue light effect. It's just a setting on the camera. Yeah, I got no complaints, folks. I love it. I just try and pull that collar as close around his neck as I can. You know, it's pretty bulky, so you can only do it so much, but it's a lot better looking than it has been in the past. That area always bugged me, but I don't think it's really going to bug me anymore. The shoulders look good. It all looks good, man. That's him. That is cold-blooded. Look at that. I mean, any issues you might have with the eyes, that problem is solved, obviously, when you put the shades on. And it's a very iconic look, and it only makes him look even more real. I'm glad they did a slight tweak on the glasses. It was at the top, kind of just under the eyebrows there. There was too high a curve, or might not be describing it properly, but they tweaked it. And I'm so happy they did. You know, thanks Hot Toys for listening. Hopefully they're listening with the Jungle Hunter Predator. You know, we haven't even seen the pre-order pictures for that yet. So they must be rethinking things. And I just want to see that Jungle Hunter done justice. The way this T-800 has been done justice. This is definitely a big upgrade. You know, we have real leather this time. I remember from having the MMS 117 twice, that kind of fake leather or whatever it was, as the years would roll by, it started to feel, don't think I experienced any peeling or anything like that, but it just didn't feel right over the years as time passed. I don't know how this is going to feel in another 7-8 years. But right now it feels bloody lovely. I mean, it feels like what it is. It's leather. It's soft and it's leather. It's a shrunk down leather jacket. Very, very cool. Alright, do you want to see those funky ass NECA glasses that I was planning on using if they didn't fix these? Yeah, they don't even really fit on there very well. They look really funky, but they seem to fit better on the battle damage head sculpts. And I saw in the figure hideout video, when he held all three head sculpts up together, it did look like this one was a little bit wider. I don't know. But anyway, let's get them off there because they look ridiculous. It's nice to still have them. NECA did some 1/6 scale Arnie T2 figures years ago, and I just peeled them off the head sculpt to one of those. Back to the Hot Toys glasses. They fit well. They're not loose, but you can kind of wiggle them around a little bit and adjust things when you need to. The two little white lines are present. Now, as I showed you in the outdoor footage, from above it doesn't look too bad until you get to about there, with that little section of hair that you can remove to get to the endoskull and remove the chip. It's really not an issue for me personally. You'd have to be pretty high above it to spot it. That odd texture is still present on the neck, just as it was on the battle damage version. Just doesn't match up very well with the texture of the head sculpt. So hopefully going forward, if Hot Toys bring us 2.0s of the T-800 Tech Noir version from the first movie, or the cop shootout version, maybe they can address that skin issue there. Okay, on the right is one of the old MMS 117 roses, much longer stem but a much smaller bloom or flower head at the top there in red. The new ones, definitely better looking, just a bit stumpier. It would have been nice because when you see them fall on the ground as he pulls out the shotgun, you can see the stems are longer. Oh, it might be alright. I just rewatched the scene again. I do wish the stems were a bit longer, but the detail of the roses is really, really nice. And the box has the kind of set up in here to stop them from flopping about so much. Alright, so I've put the shotgun in the box with the roses. So that's the pose I'm going for next, where he's carrying this. But it's cool to know that the shotgun is in there. And I put the original MMS rose in there as well. 117. You can't really see it in... You can just about make out the gun actually. But yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, you can definitely see it. Anyway. Okay, gotten holding on to the box of roses and had to check the scene just to make sure that they're supposed to be facing out towards us. But that damn hand for holding onto the box, well, it's not meant for holding onto the box, clearly. It's meant for a shotgun, and they just thought, I can double as a box holding hand. That is not cool. You know, you've made such an amazing figure here and you don't give me a hand to hold onto the box properly. It looks silly every time he comes around, that damn finger. You know, it just looks ridiculous. So I'll have to dig into my drawer of accessories and try and find a more appropriate hand for holding on to the box of roses with the shotgun inside it. Because that finger, I can't do it. I can't have him like that on the shelf. I mean, I'm more than likely going to have him holding the shotgun anyway, so there's that, but I just think he should have come with that one extra hand. This gun's very nicely detailed. Seen it before quite a few times from Hot Toys, but just checking if this slides. Oh, it does. I got some slide action here, and the hammer comes back, clip comes out. Yes, it does. Bullets inside there. I mean, that's a almost fully functional 1/6 scale gun. Right, so that's the pretty iconic look for him. The only thing you're really bending is one elbow, but to have him holding up the shotgun with the glasses on, maybe just looking off to the side a little bit, it looks good from any angle. Check out that beautiful work on the leather jacket at the back and the sides. Hands are sculpted really well. Just wish there was a couple more of them. I guess this is the relaxed hand. Looks like it could also be used for holding on to the other end of the shotgun. I think that was its original intention. So you don't really get any just hanging by his sides relaxed hands. Not really. And you don't really get one for holding on to the box, as you've just seen. So you definitely should come with more hands. You ain't getting the 10. Not when you look as funky as you do holding on to that box of roses. You ain't getting a 10. It's a shame because you clearly are a 10, but I can't give you that score considering how sloppy the hand situation is. Not in the execution of the work, but just the thought behind it, you know, or the lack of thought behind it. Gotta have those hands fit for purpose. They're nice and easy to change over though, I will say that. Just like last time with the battle damage version. Easy to change over the heads, easy to change over the hands. Okay, let's take a look at the head sculpt separately with no distractions. First with the glasses on and then with the glasses off. I think the hair is sculpted just as impressively as it was with the battle damage versions. I love the way the glasses look. I'm so glad they tweaked those. And the structure of the face, skin tone, all the details looks really on point to me. I honestly don't have any complaints about this. Look at that detail on the hair. It is just sculpted to perfection. Beautiful sharp work. Even at the bottom there with the little sharp bits poking out. Jawline. Furrow in the brow. It's badass, man. That's some good work. So it went really dark, so I had to adjust my settings, but here he comes. Let's look at those eyes. Wow, that looks incredibly lifelike. Looks just like him. Really starting to get curious about what a 2.0 these days by Hot Toys of a Tech Noir head sculpt would look like. I used to have the Tech Noir figure. I sold that. What an idiot. I mean, they're going to do it again. But still to this day, that's that one figure. I don't drive myself crazy over it, but I do think sometimes, why? Probably needed the money, but there was other stuff that I had at the time that I probably could have let go of. That was a beast. So many different looks. Well, not so many different looks, but the completely different look with the battle damage where he's operating on himself and all that. Whew. Man, 2.0, please, Hot Toys, of the Tech Noir Terminator. Or, yeah, and also battle damage, endoskeleton, you know, maybe like a nice fire diorama for him to walk out of, with his dodgy foot or his dodgy leg dragging behind him. Yep, Terminator 1 stuff. And Carl Reese, man. And I'm not saying Carl Reese. I'm editing these videos thinking it sounds like I'm saying Carl Reese. It's Kyle Reese. I just speak weird. Kyle Reese. I know that. Alright, readjusted the eye position a little bit. Let's see how that looks. And then I'll start doing some ASMR stuff for you. Start rubbing my fingers up and down his legs and that, so you can get your jollies. I don't know what's going on, mate. Jesus. Alright, now here is that cool pose with the shotgun on the shoulder. I saw that in the blogger pictures and thought I've got to try that one. And it's pretty easy to do. The elbow joints in the seamless arms they're good strong joints. You can kind of feel them as you're adjusting and they feel good and solid, but I hope they hold up over time and you can still pull off a pose like this, you know, in a few years to come with this figure. We'll see. It does look really nice. Detail on the sculpts of the hands is good. It's not the best paint I've ever seen, but it's decent. You know, they're in good proportion to the rest of his body. The gun is painted and detailed really nicely. Nice bit of weathering there. I want to display him kind of like that on the shelf holding up the shotgun, and I probably will, and just take my chances with the seamless arms, see how they hold up over the years and let you know about it, because he's got to be like that for me. Not all the time, I'll change it up, but he will be holding up that shoddy and looking friggin' all kinds of epic. Look at that. And here is the battle damage version recently reviewed on the right, next to the clean version on the left. Here's all the 2.0s together so far. Maybe we'll get Sarah Connor, hopefully John Connor in the future. I'd like to see them go back and tackle some Terminator 1 stuff. But these are all definitely worth the upgrade, there's no doubt about it. Big improvements over the originals. Alright folks, this is end of part 1. It's just due to time restrictions and the amount of looks that you can achieve with this figure and all the accessories that I want to show you. I'm going to have to do a 2-parter, and I will do part 2 on Sunday. And I'll get that to you in the early hours of Monday morning, I guess. But you can chew on this. I mean, I think for a lot of people, this is the look they've been really excited about, so I wanted to get this out to you as quickly as possible. I won't give you my final thoughts and a score out of 10 yet. There's still a lot to get through. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and stick around for part 2 of this review coming up really soon. But let me know your thoughts on this look in the comments. Don't forget to like it for me. That'll help the video reach a wider audience. I really appreciate your support with that. And thank you for all the support on the channel over the years. I hope you're all doing okay. I'll see you soon for part 2. Take it easy. Bye bye.